So, hi Debbie. Today we are going through your results, and we're going to do a 10-minute chit chat on why you got these tests done, what you were hoping to achieve, and why you want to share this as well with other women. So, I'll introduce myself. You can introduce yourself, but I mean, whilst we know each other from business, this is more about woman to woman stuff. So I'm Sam Beau Patrick. I specialise in women's hormones. We've known each other now for, I think, over 10 years. And it was a long time. Our first thing, you were gracious enough to come down to Sydney. We went on Sunrise. And since then, I've been watched your business and how you are in business, and, love what you do. And also, today, sharing your vulnerability with other women, because you look fabulous and you're always very quality in everything you do, business, personal life. So, thank you for having me in your life and also for doing this. But yeah, now you haven't rehearsed this.
It's not rehearsed. I've been in the beauty profession for, 39 years, and I suppose it becomes a passion. For me, it's not just about the skin. Now, when women come to me, it's a full consultation. If you want to have great skin, you've also got to watch what you eat. You've also got to watch what, you sleep. And also our women, I deal with women who are 50 plus, who have gone through menopause, their skin changes, their whole life changes. And I just think more women need to go and have specialty or go and see someone to assist them with their skin or their hormone imbalance or their life, than just to go to a shop and buy something. They go into a pharmacy and ask someone something. They go into
22-year-old who's never had a child.
Yeah. So for me, the concept of doing my saliva test and my hair test was for better health for me, because I've had just a few little health challenges, nothing major, as you know, and then to share it with my clients.
Yeah. Do you want to share one of the things, because we did identify by doing this test a couple of things that came out, which I know you wouldn't have got through standard testing. So
with the saliva test, I think it was the cortisol.
Yeah.
The cortisol level was way too high. And as Sam was explaining to me, that's about your fight or flight, isn't it? And, being in business and life in general, we have a lot of stress. So because that's so high, that's also why I put a little bit of belly fat on too. And last time I didn't have the belly fat, it made quite a difference. So, I just think that was quite high. And then also looking at my vitamin B levels were low.
Yeah. Do you mind if we share your results?
No, that's sure. That's
okay, because I've got them here. So what I'll do is, share my screen. And the big things, I know you were concerned about high blood pressure.
Yes.
And rightly so. And when you reached out to me a few weeks ago, you were like, Sam, is there something I've got lots of women coming in that have high blood pressure. And whilst when we're premenopausal, it's not that much of an issue. Once women go through menopause, everything changes. And that's a natural thing. It doesn't mean the women are broken. It's a normal transition in the female life. However, when things go sideways, women do feel like they're broken and they want help quickly. So the temptation is to go to someone who says, here, you're broken, take this pill. As opposed to working with the woman going, look, what you might have been able to do when you were 20 isn't going to suit your body now you're 50 or 45 plus. And most women I know who experience these things are a little bit run down, or they're still, they've had children or they're running a business and they're saying yes, and there's so much energy going out and it's not going in, even though they might kid themselves by thinking, I am, I pay attention to myself because I go to the gym. The needs are so different. There's a lot more nurturing that needs to go on in those during menopause and after menopause. And I think the tolerance to BS has to go up. I don't tolerate BS anymore. Does this suit me? Is it taking me forward in life? No, it's not. I stopped doing that. So when you came to me, high blood pressure, the things I was really interested in was, you know, what's going on. So I'll pull up the results, and I'm so glad you did it, because I know whilst I love working with doctors, and you know, I've nursed for years, and I have a passion for pharmaceuticals, a lot of these tests that we do are very reflective, or they're just a pure reflection of what you're saying yes to in your life. And are there some reasons why your blood pressure might have gone up? Guess what? There were. So I'm so glad you did it, because medication gets people off the cliff, but there still needs to be work done. So the cliff, you know, you don't end up back on the cliff. This applies for breast cancers, for blood pressure, for everything. Drugs just create a little bit of a safety net. You still have to do and address what created that. So this is what a saliva test looks like. And I'm actually really relieved that your estrogen levels are great. So what I was looking for here was the cortisol, DHEA, testosterone. Was your cortisol high? Because as you said, you know, your body was, and even though this was done first thing in the morning, your body or your mind is already in overdrive, going, we've got so much to do today, you're running a business, da, 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 da. And that can often, if we go to bed in that state, it usually means that our sleep will be broken. So that's a really, and I think, did you have sleep, you had problems going to deep sleep?
Oh, I've had problems going to sleep for quite a while, yeah.
Yeah. And the reason will be because cortisol's high, you won't make melatonin. We have to drop cortisol later in the day. Around 8 o'clock, it should be at its lowest, which is why sometimes doing work at the end of the day is not good, because our cortisol will go up.
Yeah.
You need low cortisol so our melatonin, our sleep hormone will kick in, and that'll put us to sleep and keep us asleep. Many women fall asleep exhausted, but their cortisol's high.
Cortisol, and they wake up exhausted.
And wake up shattered, like I haven't even slept, you know. So cortisol, high cortisol, belly fat, high cortisol, fight or flight, so palpitations with your heart, high cholesterol, high blood pressure.
Everything I have and have been suffering with, the high cholesterol, palpitations of the heart, that's really interesting too.
Yeah, so the fight or flight system says to your body, you're under, you know, you need to box your way out of this situation, or you need to run. So it releases a stack of insulin and sugar, so your muscles have energy to burn. It increases your heart rate, so it can beat quicker to pump everything around. It vasoconstricts, so the blood vessels go tighter, so that system can pump it around at a faster rate. So high blood pressure and cholesterol is produced because we need that to make new cells. And the body's thinking, I might be under attack, I need to make new cells. So that's the cholesterol link. Your DHEA, I won't go too much into this because we're going to try and keep this to 10 minutes. The other things I was really happy with, your progesterone is very interesting. So this is very typical for a lady who has been through menopause or going through menopause and is, you know, a little bit either over revved up, you know, wired but tired, or is in a state of, you know, fight or flight. So our adrenals need to make the progesterone after menopause because the egg's not doing it. And so this is a typical picture I'd see. Very typical. A lot of women will get flushes with the low progesterone. It's not always about low estrogen, and your estrogen levels are good. And I'm happy for that because I see so many women with high estrogen who'll be flushing and suffering with weight and depression and insomnia. And it's also one of the main contributors to breast cancer.
Wow.
So I feel quite relieved, you know, yours are in good levels.
Great.
From that level alone, from that reason alone, I think every woman should have this test done. You know, it is a game changer.
I think actually I was sharing it with one of my clients that I had the saliva test done and I was having the consultation with you. And she said, well, why don't you just go get a blood test done? You know, and I said, well, I've had the blood test done and everything's perfect.
Yeah.
In the blood test, everything's perfect. I'm fine. You know, blood pressure's a little bit high, cholesterol's a little bit high, take a pill.
Yeah.
But I don't want to take the pill. You know, for me, that's why I want to share this with your viewers and with my clients is that, you know, we invest a lot of money into life. We invest a lot of money into homes and cars and lots of other things. So we have to invest a little bit of money into our health, you know, and it's, your health is going to last you for a long time. And I just find too that a lot of people, they get to their 60s and even in their 70s, and they go, I'm 60, and they go to the doctors and they just take the tablet. They take that pill, and they don't think, oh, well. So for me, and to my clients who are watching this, is that I didn't want to take a pill. I thought, no, I have to find out what's happening inside my system. I think I have a fairly good diet, but my body's but my body's lacking a few little things that it needs. So it's not like I have to flip my whole life.
No.
It's just I have to add a few things, change a few things, and also get back to Mother Nature and get my feet into the soil.
On the planet.
Yeah, and which, I even stood on the grass this morning.
A little bit of earthing.
I found that patch with no bindies.
Nice. No bindies, no dog poo.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, it's just some tiny little things that we have to tweak. And like when ladies come to see myself about their skin, a lot of times it's not just doing a treatment. It's not just about applying a product. Let's have a look at what you're putting into your body.
Yeah, and that's why I love what you do, because you are holistic and you see the skin as a reflection of the person, not just a canvas to manipulate. It's not. And blood testing, just on that point, blood testing for hormones is a waste of time, for sex hormones. So with hormones, we make lots of them. And for many, the only introduction to hormones is when they go through menopause. But we make insulin. A lot of people have heard of that. They've heard of adrenaline. They've heard of cortisol. They've heard of, we produce hormones. They're our Australia Post. They're the thing that takes the message around the body. If we're neglecting an area, the message goes up. So we produce too much. If an area is shut down, also same thing. We need to make more to get a response. Thyroid hormones, all those sorts of things. There's so many hormones. And blood testing for some of those hormones is very accurate. Urine testing is preferable for some. And saliva is the most accurate way to measure sex hormones. So whilst it's not covered by Medicare, it is a game changer. And I've had, over the years, many clients referred by specialists going, the blood tests are normal. What's going on? I'm like, well, let's just tear them up, because the worst thing is telling a woman that you're normal when she's coming to you saying, I don't feel right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We know, but, we're just after validation. And if the test is wrong and we're told that there's something wrong, we just go, well, I'm stuffed. Clearly I'm losing the plot. And it's not fair. This was your hair test, and we won't go too deep into it, but a hair sample, similar. So if we want to measure certain things that, I'll use iron as an example here. Many women who come and see me are low on iron. Iron is it's abundant in meats and green leafy vegetables. But, a lot of people want to go vegetarian and vegan. They need to know what foods are high in iron, and then we have to absorb it. Notwithstanding, a lot of women have heavy loss. So iron is something I do see drop quite regularly. Now, when you get a blood test for iron, often a doctor will just do 2 standard blood tests. And if you've just had a steak, the iron levels in your blood possibly will be okay. But if we dig a little bit deeper and look for your iron stores, or more importantly, what the cells have actually absorbed, it's a totally different picture. So iron studies are important. Hair test is great because hair tells us what's happened over a longer period of time. It's not good for telling me what your insulin levels are right now. We want a blood test for that. But in terms of what's your body's absorbed over the last 3 months, hair test is fantastic, because these are the dead cells that have, and they reveal a lot of information about your internal health. So hair test, saliva test gets posted, spit into a wee tube, it goes down to Melbourne, it all comes in the little kit. Yours was delayed, but normally it's arrives, spit, goes back to Melbourne, takes about a week. Hair test, the person initiates themselves from home, plucks some hairs out, pops it in a envelope, posts it to my PO box, and I run the test. When we get the 2 pieces of information back, we set up a 90-minute consult, which is what we did with you. And what I love about this, Debbie, is it doesn't know you from me. It doesn't know you from Benji, your dog. And it comes up with your hormone system is out, voila. your energy system was flat, the emotions were involved, and liquid hydration. Now, from this, also the other thing at the back of my mind was why your blood pressure was out, cholesterol, what's going on. And without this, you know, this report goes for, I think it's 30 odd pages, and it tells you what foods to improve, like it's comprehensive. But if we just go to the summary page, which is this one, I already had answers that I know will change your management of yourself and giving, you know, rather than going, as you say, to a pharmacy and going, I've got bad memory, I need that. Oh, I'm not sleeping, I need that. This cuts to the chase. So you're low on vitamin B3, niacin. Now, niacin's critical for blood pressure and cholesterol. Low on that. So we can tailor in, and you're taking a supplement, which is quite good, that's going to remedy that quicker. And then, of course, we come in with foods. So we make sure you're eating foods that are high in B3 every day of your life. Vitamin D. Vitamin D from the sun, you know, that concerns me when so many Australians are low on vitamin D because it's our #1 safeguard against cancers. So having this information, once again, whilst it might not necessarily fix everything in the immediate moment, it's going to stop you from falling off the cliff with another event down the track.
That's right.
It's given us more information here. Iodine, which is very good for your thyroid and metabolism. And we didn't touch on that yesterday, but the thing you have with the seaweed has iodine, and that will boost your metabolism and help with, you know, a bit of weight around the tummy. So this is the hair test. As I said, it goes for pages, and I'm just so glad you did it, because I know you're motivated. You will implement everything it suggests. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, well, that's what you know. I just think it's an important thing to do, and I'll be sharing this with my my clients and my customers also throughout Australia. You know, I have my Door of Youth skincare online, and then I have the Door of Youth studio. So the purpose of doing this was so I can share it with clients, and also, you know, ladies don't have to physically come and see you face to face. With the lifestyle changes, we can do everything now we need to do via Zoom and in the comfort of our own home, but you're still getting, you know, your professional consultation and professional support. So, Sam, I'm going to have to leave for today.
So I'll just Door of Youth, and I'll tag you in this when I send it out, and your online products, which are fabulous. And yes, thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it.
No, well, I have my next newsletter going out, and this will be added to the newsletter. And look, ladies, I highly recommend that you, connect with Sam, get your saliva test done first if you just want to start with that. And it truly does make a difference. Invest a little bit of, just invest into yourself, really, and just don't go out to the shop and take those tablets because someone said that they're good for you.
Exactly. And thank you so much for the share. And this is, where people can follow me. And thanks, Debbie.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.
See you, darling. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.